Scam School Remix. Headed to a party, grab yourself 4 people, set them up like this, and they'll look like they're levitating.
Larry, I want you to have a scene this chair in kind of an awkward way with your legs facing the camera, people. Curly, I'd like you to have a scene this chair also kind of an awkward way with your legs facing me. So I'd like you to have a seat right here with your legs facing the back wall. And Chef, you have a seat here. We get the magic rope out. Focus, focus. You're getting sleepy. I want you to relax, breathe, and sleep. Nicely done, sir. Curly, watch, watch, and sleep. Nicely done. Mo, over here, watch, and sleep. Deeper, good. And watch, sleep. Nicely done. 4 people in a deep hypnotic trance. I want you to relax, make yourself as light as air. In a moment, we're gonna levitate you. May I have that inside arm? Make a friend. Welcome to San Francisco. Make a friend, yes. Just lean back. What do you put in your hair, dude? Okay, good. Slowly lean back, yes. And I want you to lean back like so. Give me that inside arm. You can hold him. You don't have to cuddle him. That's nice. That's good, though. Okay, good. And sleep. And sleep. Men, feet flat on the ground, knees together, feet flat on the ground. Listen to my voice. In a moment, I'm gonna make you levitate. So I want you to imagine you don't weigh a ton, the opposite. You're as light as air. You got it? Starting with Larry, you're as light as air. Lift your butt up. Your butt, Larry. You lift your butt. Curly, you keep all your weight on him. Ladies and gentlemen, 4 volunteers and only 3 chairs. You're next. Mo, feet on the ground, lift your butt. Feet flat, lift your butt. 4 volunteers and only 2 chairs. I've never gone this far before. Lift, 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 lift. 4 volunteers and 1 chair. Never in the history of magic has a magician pulled the last chair. You're sliding. You're sliding. Let's come back up on him. You doing okay? Keep breathing and sleep. Nice. And lift. 4 volunteers and no chairs, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah!
No chairs. That's the end. Good afternoon. Have a good night. Good evening.
He's leaving. He's leaving. And now I tickle you. Using nothing but 4 chairs and grabbing 4 people, you're able to fill up a giant area, grab the attention of everyone around. That moment when you said they're hypnotized and Cameron first instantly goes like that, I was like,
that doesn't normally happen. No, it doesn't normally happen. What I do is I have this chair that's like a camping stool, and with the scissor motion, I tell them to watch it, and I speak in a funny voice. There's googly eyes, and that hypnotizes them. It keeps them cracking up. So the joke is, I'm telling them it's serious,
right,
and they're cracking up. Well, you don't walk into a bar with a chair with googly eyes. If someone says, show us something cool, you say, well, you guys get some chairs. And the reason is if they don't get the chairs, I don't do the trick.
And that's a really good point, because so many people say, I do magic for my brother, and then he grabs the cards and he screws up the tricks. The problem is you only want to perform magic for people who are primed to have a magical experience. So I always say no the first time anyone asks for a magic trick. If they ask a second time, then I suspect that they're real. But you're right, you should give them a task so they can prove
I call it
interesting.
hooping. They're making me, their monkey boy, jump through a hoop, show me a trick. I go, okay, here's a smaller hoop that you can jump through to prove that you're invested, because then you're gonna watch and you're pay attention, and you're gonna care about it.
That is a really good way to put it, right? Okay, so they get the chairs, they bring it over. What happens if they don't pretend to be hypnotized at the moment?
Now they have the box, they act hypnotized, but before I had the box, I say sleep, and they don't sleep.
Right.
And in my microphone, I whisper.
On mic, yeah.
On mic, well, it's a headset.
You stage whisper, yeah.
I stage whisper, I say, just pretend.
Right.
And then they laugh, and then they go out, and then there's another laugh because how they go out.
Right.
And
So in other words, that's a code to the audience that this trick is not about the hypnosis,
and it's
a code to the person on stage or under the gun saying, just go with this.
Just play along.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then you lay them out. Now there's a structure to everything. First of all, how do you set up the 4 chairs? Because it looked like they were setting up, for some reason it felt like a swastika, like they're all going in.
So it's each one staggered. So if you're looking at it, it looks like a cube. And from the outside of the cube, it's back a
almost
chair,
as though-
seat, back a chair, seat.
So you set up the chairs, and I assume it doesn't matter the order as they sit down to begin with.
It does a bit, because sometimes you have someone's a little heavier,
okay,
someone's a little bit taller.
Okay.
So you don't want to put a really big person on a really small person.
Good point.
So first point is you want to get 4 strong, healthy people.
Right.
You want to be approximately the same size and weight. If for some reason you have someone that's smaller or someone's bigger, you don't put the biggest person on the small person, you stagger it.
Okay.
Okay.
So now, but you wouldn't want to go in order, so it was biggest, smaller, 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 because that means that the last person at the end
would get all the weight.
Would be on the, yes, okay,
Yes.
got it.
So some other important keys. You want to have them have their feet flat on the ground,
okay,
and knees together. If the knees apart, that's less stable, and if their feet are not flat on the ground, it's less stable. The other thing is I have their inside arm come out and cuddle, hug, or hold the person in front of them.
I noticed that you
locks
did
them in.
Yeah, well, and you did it as kind of a hypnosis bit, like get intimate, and it made everybody kind of chuckle. But that also, it helps to build the structure that keeps them all suspended on each other.
It locks them together, makes them feel like a team. They're all on the same team. They're not trying to get away from the other person. They're literally holding the other person in place.
Okay, good. So, and then you have them all arranged. They're all, now it doesn't matter what direction their head is leaning.
Well, they all go straight back slowly because you want them to hit their head on the head of the chair.
Okay.
And the other thing is you want them all to be tucked into the center because if they start to slide out, which we had, as he slid out, it became unstable. So as long as he's closer to the center, it's easier for everyone.
Now, do you always walk off stage at the very end?
I walk straight off stage without looking over my shoulder. And I get off stage and I quickly peek and I wait into that sweet spot where they're just about to fall. When it starts about to fall, I run out and put my arm out to grab their hand. If there's a lady in it, I always make sure I take her hand and lift her up so that she doesn't fall.
So it's not a case where, oh, it's only appropriate to do this with guys.
No, I make sure they're not wearing a dress.
Okay.
Or skirt. Or
Sure.
if they do, you point them towards the back wall.
Sure.
Depends on your venue,
Okay.
I guess.
Oh, I guess you have to think about that because if they're wearing skirts, you don't want to accidentally give
And
a
you want
peep
to take
show.
off their high heel shoes because that makes it less stable. And
As far as pack small plays big, you essentially pack nothing. All you do is direct people.
To
you
go get
have
me chairs.
Organic comedy that happens, and you get to be a fake hypnotist. That's amazing, man.
Huge thanks to Robert Strong for bringing us this classic party stunt. If you had eagle eyes, you may have noticed that one of those 4 volunteers was none other than Nick Robinson. You can check out his stuff on Carboys over at Polygon or follow him at Twitter at Babylonian. Scam School Remix brings you the best of our over 8 years and 500 plus episodes of Scam School. Check them all out or dive into The Modern Rogue, where Jason Murphy and I are on a quest to become the ultimate warrior, gentleman, and scoundrel.